Hi there, Redwood. My name is Greg Langman, and I'm the Transitional lead pastor. I want to take a few minutes to give you some updates about what's happening here and around Redwood these days. Before I do want to just say thank you. Thank you for your faithfulness in giving financially to the church. Thank you for your faithfulness in serving and contributing to the health of the congregation. And thank you for honoring and respecting those people around you in your communities as we all wrestle with and struggle with the restrictions of COVID-19. Now, some of the things that you might be wondering about is what is my role in this season? You will have noticed that I've been a little less visible these days in our Sunday gatherings, and that is on purpose. You see, my primary role with this transitional lead pastor position is to provide support, development for the empowerment of our staff and our elders and the people of the church. That means that a lot of my work involves coaching, facilitating, training, and equipping people behind the scenes. I will continue to be doing that and helping to focus our church in this next season on 4 key areas that will help us to move towards our vision of helping people to live fully alive in Jesus, loving God, loving themselves, and loving others. Now, those 4 areas that I mentioned a little over a month ago, I'm just going to walk through those and just give you some highlights of where we're at with them. The first one was we wanted to create meaningful, high-quality, engaging online experiences. Now, over the last number of weeks, you will have noticed us experimenting with things like lighting, stage design, camera angles even, in a desire to help us to create a more engaging experience for you online. We've also been experimenting with our host sections. Last week, you'll have noticed Jesse out in his backyard, kids running around, trying to bring a more human aspect to the experience for you online. Now, we're also in that hosting section seeking to tell more stories and celebrating what God is doing in and amongst the Redwood community, and also taking time to pray for community organizations, community leaders, but also leaders in our country and around the world, because we are a part of something so much bigger here, and we want to acknowledge that and engage together with you in that during our hosting sections. You'll also notice that we have had a few more people speaking, and that's also been intentional. We, in my role, trying to help us to develop and equip other people. We've had Caitlin speak, and we've also had Dre speak recently, and I think they just did a great job. They've really growing and developing in this, and we're going to be giving them more opportunities in June and July to keep developing their teaching skills. Second area we're working on is providing consistent connection opportunities. Now, our first step in that was really getting our small groups rebooted, and we have about 20 of those small groups that are continuing to run, and will run throughout the month of June. We've also had a care team that continues to make hundreds of phone calls to people in need, where they just check in, see how they're doing, and to also pray for people. We also have each of our staff members connecting consistently each week with members of their team, checking in, see how they're doing, developing them, and praying for them and their families. So I just want to say thank you to our care team, thank you to our small group leaders, thank you to our staff for consistently connecting with the people of Redwood. And I also want to say a special thank you to all you folks who aren't doing this as part of a formal team or ministry, but you're consistently looking out to care for people where you live and where you are. Thank you for doing that. The third area is mobilizing the church family. In mobilizing the church family, we are just starting, I think, to open this area up more and to grow in this area. Our first focus in mobilizing the church family was really, getting our small groups up and running, and we've got 20 small group leaders, which is great. We have people who are still consistently serving in our youth and children's ministries online through devotionals and online learning experiences. Each staff member is also being intentional about engaging more people in ministry. Probably the most visible would be obviously our Sunday online experiences where you're seeing more people on the worship team. But in each area of ministry, we're getting more people back and re-engaged in serving using their gifts. And that's just really fantastic. Probably the most recent one, though, I want to highlight is a men's small group got started, and a men's ministry is reforming and taking shape. Uh, Shout out to Bob Ald and his team for the good work that you're doing there. Finally, serving the community. Um, the formal serving of Thunder Bay through a collective Redwood program or team uh, has really not happened due to the COVID restrictions, with the amount of people that can be gathered together, obviously, and the need to still be more isolated in our homes and in our family bubbles. But I do want to acknowledge that there are people out in our community who are dropping off flowers, gift baskets, buying groceries for people, and finding creative ways to serve the people in their neighborhoods. I want to encourage you each week, pray and ask God to give you more opportunities to demonstrate His love in practical ways to the people in your sphere of influence. Be bold, be courageous in those places. So, in closing, I want to say thank you. Thank you for staying engaged. Thank you for loving and caring for one another. Thank you for being creative in finding ways to do things differently in this season to truly love God, to love others, and to serve our community. So may the Lord truly bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you and give you peace. Go and be the church this week.